Oh wow, I think it works. Maybe? Well, now it's cool. It's working. Now I do YouTube and Twitch. Cool. And now I can see all the messages here. I've done everything right now. Now I can share either one to the people. It was kind of annoying to get working though. There we go. Well, the only thing is there's going to be no one here, and that's fine, because that's not the point. The point is, wow, I have one bar. I'm dropping frames continually. That's awful. That's because my internet is garbage, isn't it? And it's crazy because I am using wired. I should actually stop recording. I should stop and modify. Here's crossing at 5,000. There we go. And then now it's better. No more dropping frames. Now I don't know how watchable this is. Let me verify that myself. It looks pretty watchable. Now if we watch on YouTube, cool, cool. So on all ends, it's watchable. That's crazy. That is exactly what I was hoping for. Now I can focus on what actually matters, which is the actual programming. Wow, it's almost like that's what I was supposed to do all along. Hmm. Well, first off, to begin, I should open up good old GitHub. And we need to see what we're doing. So we have player collision. Yeah, I guess I'll work on that. It's not that difficult. We're basically done. It's just the problem is the player collision is very not the best right now. Like it's clearly glitchy in some locations. Which I'm not exactly sure what to do about that. What we need to do, so right now the collision works fine. It's spherical and it works fine up and down, left, right, forward, back. But it's when it's the in-betweens, like forward, down, that are kind of like iffy and like not really doing too well. And then the ground will consume you and then you become ground. And that's kind of like, I don't know, not desired. I don't also know what my good old designer wants either for a collision, but we will. That's something to worry about later. Oh, I need music, because if I don't have music, I'm going to go insane. Streamers get music though, because then YouTube will murder me. That's the problem with YouTube. YouTube actively wants to kill anyone who plays anything that's like not this like open. And it makes streaming kind of annoying because then it's like, well, I want to play music, but I can't. So, okay, cool, thank you. I mean, sure, I can, but it's just not going to go well. Can I send to both chats? Send to both chats this? No, it just doesn't. YouTube just says fuck you. That's fine. I don't need to send a chat. I'm not a chatter. Clearly, only Twitch is like capable of working for that. Okay. Oh my god. Ooh. We got art direction stuff. Let's read that really quick. Art. Oh, I'm gonna read that. I don't know if I'm. I should ask the boss man what I can and cannot show. Okay, art direction, fluids, blocks, creatures. So each face will have at least two texture inputs and at least one noise input. Block textures are expected to be 16 by 16 for a face. We'll see if that works. Even for fluids, it should be two. Thing is, we need to actually animate the water though. Additional strategy for lighting and particles, creatures. A universal shader for creatures too, huh? Oh, UI. The UI will have player HUD, menu style, environment, HUD, nooks, health, resources. Alright, we got a Steel PoE UI. Actually, I'm probably banned from doing UI. Ah! The fuck are you talking about? Okay, interesting. No more documentation reading though. You know what I need to be careful about is I have a chat, but the chat doesn't last forever, so I should actually pop out. Actually, even if I pop out the chat, it's not gonna. Oh my god, do I know my keybinds? Well, you can connect Discord to Restream, that's funny. I guess I can kind of see from Restream all the chat. It's just a bit weird. My entire, like, oh, except I don't think it's YouTube. So if I send a message in YouTube, we'll actually send hello Restream. If I send that, will that actually... but then if I do hello Restream on Twitch side, it does send. Okay, so it just showed I'm not working the chat. It says I'm offline. That's funny. Um, YouTube, please connect Restream connection in error state. Fucking hell. Restream connection in error state. So Restream wants me to remove fucking YouTube and re-added it. Oh, that's because this Restream apparently just doesn't want to work. Remove channel. Now add channel, YouTube. I probably just set it up wrong as well. My YouTube channel has been added. Now, if I type YouTube, please. Well, it just doesn't work. I mean, well then fuck YouTube chat, because clearly I'm not allowed to actually view it. Oh, the problem with saying fuck YouTube chat is I need to have both popped out if I actually want to read them. And that's going to be a pain. Like, that's going to be a major pain in the ass if YouTube's not going to work. Hmm. You know, maybe it's just the Linux stuff. That's the problem. If I was on Linux, if I was on Windows, it'd be fine. That is the problem. I mean, I guess I could just pop out both chats. Hope for the best. Uh, I popped it out, but it doesn't exist. Oh my god. Why is everything bad? Okay, so I'm not allowed to pop out. Then cool, my right screen is just chats now. I don't need a right screen anyways. Oh, never mind. The pop out did work. I just popped out. Okay, can I pop out YouTube chat now? Please? Cool. Cool. Now I'm gonna verify that YouTube livestream works or I'm gonna cry. I don't actually want to work on this. Like, it's absolutely the most boring thing in existence. Okay. So in theory, when people send something, I should be able to see shit. That's the theory. We will see if that's true. Don't turn off my music. I'll cry. I need my music. I'm only slightly exhausted, but that's fine. Who cares? It's back to the real business. Okay, so my player rigid body is currently cringe. What I need to do is rather than checking a specific normal, I need to like okay, here's what I need to do. So rather than vertical momentum, you know what this actually is? Acceleration. And then rather than this being in one direction, we'll do it in two directions. And then dot y. I don't need to do this now. Listen, vector math is something I know how to do. So if I can get the current functionality to be as like smooth as possible, we're good. Cool. So now it's like this, where it's like, oh, check down speed, check right. What we need to do instead is if the abs Now the tough part is I need to abstract this out to be in 3 dimensions. So right now this is in the cardinal directions, all the math. But if I want to do cool stuff, right, where it's an actual sphere, I need to make it abstract this out so it actually is the correct logic. I mean, the short end of the logic is if our velocity is a certain direction, we should check collisions in that direction. So the easiest way then, I guess, is you define what is the direct. So the basic logic is check direct for each set of directions, check for collision. So we need to define what is the direction. So we say, no, what is directions? Directions is a list of, let's just do this. Directions is a list of normals, so vector 3. So let's say it's vector 3. It's going to be a list of this though, so Jesus Christ, this is going to be a complicated structure. So let's say, and then we have the actual function, which is going to be, I don't know. Is there a way, do we have to pass world all the time? This is really annoying. Let's just put it in. Oh, I guess the only downside is if we pass on world, we're going to have to unwrap it every single time. I don't know how awful that's going to be on performance. It may be very awful. And we won't have it. Let's try it. Cool, we have our world. And then in the start here, we can just do if world self.world is none, right? Then just assign it. And then just do world. The only thing is we don't actually want world to be like something mutable. I just don't care. Because we're not mutating the world, we're literally just reading it. So then return self dot world dot as wrap dot unwrap. Now instead of passing, so far we haven't actually edited anything, so let's just keep like this. The trick for refactoring is to not make sure you're always, you want to make sure that you don't break everything immediately if there's no reason to. You want to leave the breaking step as final as possible. Because if you don't, you're going to cry. That was my philosophy, at least. I hope this doesn't kill. Well, it's not gonna kill performance. This is literally like we have a lot of performance we can spare doing bullshit like this. On wrapping will not kill our performance. You can pretend it will, but it won't. Literally everything else will. You know, I really should not use Visual Studio Code because I don't actually know how to use it effectively compared to Writer. But the problem is that the only way you can use Writer is if I use Wayland. But then if I use Wayland, I miss a lot of features on OBS and I cry. Like I basically need Wayland, or sorry, not Wayland. So how do I want my jump? I can just set the acceleration, and that's cool. Or, hear me out. I do plus equals, and then you double jump. That's my favorite. Wow, everything's... What the heck is wrong with the FPS? Is it just because I'm streaming? Why is the FPS so awful? What is it running? What is it happening? Wait, I should ask about this, because what's so bad? Alright. Alright. Why is FPS 30? Is this you, or is this I am streaming? It should be fine. Well, let's just look at the good performance. Let's just go look at it. If we look in here, we go debugger, visual, could be visual profiler. Start. It says process time. And that's very vague. I wish I knew which process, but you know, that's how it is. Is it just visual? Let me look up the visual profiler. I'm not sure. One thing we can check though is what's our video RAM right now? Oh, we should have enough video RAM. So there's like, wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe, it's the thousands of errors. Oh no. No, those are a feature. Alright, well let's assume it is process. What could we be doing in process? If we look control shift, I got process. We do FN process. Well, there is one thing in process called the debug jar. But this shouldn't be it. We have the player controller, which may be it. The chat. Well, the way you can check it is our FPS still dead when I turn off collision? Because none of the code logic should be running. So then it's definitely render based. We look away, we're here, 60, 50. Yeah, I think it's the lines, yeah. Yeah, I gotta turn them off on my end. Yeah, look at this. We're getting a solid 60. You should expose away. Using export. It's funny. Oh, if I run the debug jar right now, it's gonna crash. Watch, Shift F3, crash. Cool. No, I don't want to edit that. Just add game word. See, if you add game word, will save you. As game word can do cool things. And game lord can get player. Well, you're really gonna do this to me. Where if you get the player, really on is it I have to do bind, then we can get the player, and then we can get position. Cannot draw data direct as mutable. I'm not trying to bind as mutable. Do I really have to do as mute? Is bind actually mutable? Game Lord as mute unwrap bind mute player. Now we have a player controller. I mean, do I have to bind again? Bind mute dot. This is awful. This is so bad. Rigid body. I think you can do get position from there. No, sorry, I have to do as mute. Can I do that? It's a masterpiece. Truly, this is my final form. Truly the greatest code I've ever written. Everybody's gangster until game mode as me unwrap, bind mute player, bind mute, our body as me unwrap, get position. Oh, what a masterpiece. People will be rapping about it for years. Okay, let's do a get pull. Get pull. Wait, did we modify this? Shit, we have to control shift C. Get there. Oh, yeah, we did. I like how I can just modify something and then ask the question, oh, we're modifying this? Yes, I literally just modified. What do you mean? What do you mean? Now the debug drawer should work. Oh, debug drawer, my beloved. Okay. Fix debug drawer moving to better collision detection for player controller using math. Also, you can just take your scene if merg. Also, I just fixed the reference missing for camera. Let me just hiccup. Cool, and now, what is it gonna do? Cool, so our player controller works. Kind of. And so what I want to do is make cool collision detection. So well, how we're going to do it is we're going to have an array of directions, and then we're going to take a function like, say, right collision. Can I do like self right collision? Cool. So this is truly a masterpiece here. So this is one. Let's do this in multiple lines. So we have, so right collision is obviously going to be vector 3 right. obviously. And one thing that's really obnoxious about Godot is that if you want to do forward, so let's say forward collision, right? As a reasonable human being, you would assume forward is forward, right? No, forward is actually back. Sorry. What? Do we need to do self dot forward collision and then there has to be a way to add these functions. Because what we want is an array of tuples. I don't want to call a method though. Can I do that and that? Yeah, it doesn't know what it is. So if I do self, it should. All right. Self. So distracting the rigid body to blank. It's literally everything they expect. It's. What if I do left collision? Oh, left collision. It's just forward that doesn't work. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, no, I don't know why. What the fuck? I mean, I'm not supposed to swear. What the frick is the correct terminology according to the gods? Do we even need to do this? Like, obviously, what I can do is what essentially this logic is hey, when the x component of our velocity, which in this case would be 1, 0, 0, is positive 0, we then add, we then want to check the position of our velocity at that direction. That's right. Right. Funny enough, this is minus plus, it just means plus neg. Yeah, it should be plus there, and then this is a negative. That makes it so much easier to read. So it should be like plus. Something like this. Stuff like that matters because if I want to do this curve, like figure out what I'm doing, it doesn't help when I'm like. Also, another thing is, we're not just using the radius later on. We're going to be, it's a bit more special than that. It's a bit more special than that. Come in, come in. Here's what we need to do. Depending on what our velocity is, right, we need to do something, right? We're also using else if. That's actually bad. Is it bad? Yes, it is. Yep. Why do we need to check all these directions at once? Can we just check it all in one thing? Or am I dumb? Because the train isn't moving, only you're moving. The only thing you should need to check is your actual velocity. So then the only thing it should be is you get your speed. So we do let speed equals self.velocity.magnitude. Come on. Distance? No, where's how do I get vector 3 magnitude distance? Why is this a pain in the ass? I just want the magnitude. Let me just look this up really quick because it should be really easy. I don't know why we need to make it complicated. Firefox, please. There we go. Good vector 3 magnitude. It's called length. Okay. We live in a society. So we have our speed. And then we also need normal. Self.velocity.normalize. Cool. So now we have it normalized. Then we should be able to do some cool math and then everything should just work out. We just need to do what do we need to do? So here's what I need to check. So we need to check a position. So now we need a position. So let position equal oh, well, the other problem is that what if our velocity is 0? Well, for velocity is 0, we don't need to check collision. If let velocity so first let's just get the speed. If speed is less than f32 to 32 epsilon, return. We don't care. So now the position we want to check is our current position, which is self dot get transform position. I'm gonna just say get position, get pause, like all this wordiness. What's the point of a wrapper function if it's so wordy? So pause. So then it's gonna be position let check equals position plus the normal times speed plus, and we want to multiply it by the our self.radius, object radius. I'll just say radius. Don't make it complicated. Radius. Okay. So now we have our check position. And then we ask, why do we the only thing is we need a way to check is grounded. I mean, that's very simple. You just, to check grounded, we could just, like, it's fine if we check is down speed. We just need to get, like, literally everything else. You can figure it out later, that's fine. Okay, so colliding equals self.colliding. So now, if we are colliding, we could do something else. We just don't do anything. It doesn't matter. So if we are colliding, so we already know the direction we're colliding at, right? What we need to do is, because we're colliding at that direction, we need to reduce all of our velocity in that direction to 0, is the essential gist. Now we'll do that. I think what you need to do is you need to project all of your velocity onto a plane for that direction. So our new velocity then, our self.velocity, should be equal to vector 3 project. There's project. Is there plane? Plane. No. So I need, oh my god, I have way too many windows open. Where's my research window? Sure, that's one. Go to project vector onto plane. I know, I could look up the math again. Okay, you have to use that. Cool. Plane. So new, I guess we create a new plane. We have a new plane, and then what do we do with this? We create our normal, what's the other? D2? Just import it and then we'll see. It needs a real. Oh, that's the distance from origin. Well, I don't give a shit about the distance from origin. How do I get a real? Oh no, we're good. Then we do project self.velocity. So we're creating a new plane pointing towards that normal. And then we're going to project our current velocity. Shouldn't that just always delete our velocity? This will just always delete our velocity then. That's not what we want. That's not what we want. This will just delete our velocity every time. How do I look when I just have my leg up like this? I look kind of weird. That's fine. I'll be right back. Hello, cat. Hey, cutie kitty. So here's our. I feel like I should just draw our problem. Maybe not actually. Let's do collision. Player collision. Whoa, please do not speak to myself. I don't want to hear it. Sphere. 3D space. I mean, this is nice, but oh, this is Game Maker. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to get the normal of the surface we're entering. Oh my god, the check A, B, B. It's a classic. Well, it's not what I want though. Yes, yes. That's something we could do. Here's the thing, we already have a lot of cool stuff already, basically. Hmm. I mean, I guess the basic gist, right, of what it's saying is, hey, if you are colliding into something, let's say, and you just, rather than like setting your velocity to zero, that's cool, displace the character outside of the object some distance. I mean, the math shouldn't be that hard, right? So, like, because we're already there, we already know that we are in fact touching something. The only problem is then we need to figure out how many steps to go backward. No, do we? So if we're a vector and we're, oh, this is when I should draw shit. This is when I should draw shit. Paint. The other option is paint on net. Can get paint on net Linux actually. Let me figure out. Can I? EUR. Is there actually paint on net? Pinta.net. Oh wait. Lazy paint bin. Image editor, like paintbrush or paint.net, right? Now it says it's like it. Now I don't know if that actually is. So then if I look up packages, it's paint. Because I love how simplistic paint.net is. And I don't really want to deal with GIMP, because GIMP is kind of like, I don't know, bad? I don't know if I call it bad, but it's like, I don't like it. Oh, let's go. Last updated 2 years ago. No, let's do Pintagit. Yes, yay. Pintagit. Give us Pinta. Nope, nope. Oh no, my cat wants out. Meow. We are downloading a virus. Maybe. I mean, it would be a Linux virus, so. Do those exist? Who knows? I mean, it has 11. It has a whole 11 votes, so it must be safe. Microsoft.net. What is... Pentagit / Pinta. Pinta. Oh my god. Now I can draw things. Pinta. Cool. Now I can draw my beautiful map, which is what I want to do. To explain this to myself. So we have a shape, which is a block. All blocks are defined by their position on the bottom left, like this. So this is 0, 0, and then this is 0, 1. We are a circle. That's not the shape. Where's cool shape maker? We are a circle. A sphere. We are, oh, that's background, let's make a new layer. We are a sphere. And we are trying to enter, so where's the line? What's a good line tool? Line curve, like this. And then we are trying to enter from, let's say, this angle. Okay, we're trying to enter from this angle, and we could just, this is a velocity, and we need to exit out. We need to be placed right, like this distance right here. That's where we need to be placed. So, how do we... The easiest way I could figure out how to do this is using a binary search, right? My only trouble is I don't know how efficient that is. Okay, how about this? So we make a new thing. We're going to call this intersection dist. And we're going to call it F32. And then this is going to default to this init default. Init this to, I don't know what's a really small value, like 0, 1, sure. Okay, so now let's make a binary search. This is gonna get ugly quickly. So we know the position we're checking is colliding. Now we need to know here's this is, I'm gonna call this end colliding. This is end check, end position. How do we split on our velocity though? That's what I wonder. Because even if I need a way to actually slow down the velocity. So even if I do the math for this, like, how do I know? I mean, the basic gist is we need to get our collision direction. We need to get the normal of the collision. Okay, so let's say the normal is this, right? It's flat, and then we're having, if we project our velocity onto this plane, what should happen, so our velocity is going to be something like this. What should happen is our velocity should end up being just like this. So we need to find the normal of the collision. It is basically going to be the thing. Now the secret is if we are colliding in a specific direction, the normal is always going to be like a straight direction. So let's do that first. So if end colliding, now I need the normal of our collision. That's the hard part because I don't actually know what's the normal. Like, we have a block. We have our block. And then if we're falling in like a direction like this, I don't know if where we're coming from. Technically I do, actually. Here's how. Using cool maps. So we have a circle here, and then we're like boom like that, right? So now we know for sure 0, 0, we are colliding. Now, to get our intersection point or the normal of where we're colliding, let's say our down direction, our actual vector is like -1, -1. That's our v. Now, if I want to get our collision point, oh my god, the math has to be super easy. I just forgot it. So I think it's line intersects a plane is the way to do it. Because I could generate 6 planes, one for each side of the cube. And then I can see which side of the cube is the closest intersection. And then once I have that, I will be able to get the normal of the plane, and then I can kill the velocity. So here's what we can do. Get normal line to plane intersection distance. Ooh, wait, you know what? Godot might actually have this all for me. So we have a position, and then I need to create 6 planes from it. I mean, this isn't going to be too hard. The tough part is I don't know what's the first block we're hitting, but it's whatever. I think the result should be the same no matter how far. So let's say plane up, for example, should be a plane new distance from origin. Do I need to care? I think I need to care about the distance from origin. What the fuck is distance from origin? I think it's up and down, right? Okay, cool. So let's say vector 3 up, and the distance from the origin is going to be always 1. In this case, it's 1. 1. So that plane right, I think, yeah, plane right is plane new, vector 3 dot right. And before I continue doing this, does this have plane right what functions does... Why is this not working? Oh, I just got this. Plane up dot. So we have contains point is finite, is point over. What is this? Located above the plane. That's distance to intersect array. Yes, this is what I wanted. So we're going to have the intersect array check. And it's going to intersect, well, it finds the intersection point. My tough point is this is an infinite plane. Okay, we'll go try. So the position, I believe, is going to be our starting point, and then the array is going to be our normal. And then we're going to get back an option vector. Let maybe up. Oh my god, all the code. So then we need to do this in an array. So let's say dir is going to be boom, boom, boom. We're going to do up. Wow, right. Why am I doing this manually? I have a thing to do. It's called face checks. Oh my god. Is there face checks, but like for vectors? Let's do pub const face checks. I just do this and then 6. Hello. Right now, I can show you in a second. The basic gist is right now we're trying to do good old-fashioned collision, and it's alright how the collision works right now, but it's like, so it's like a sphere, but the problem with the sphere is we're only checking like the cardinal directions of the sphere, so then the collision ends up being kind of shitty, if that makes sense. So I think if I hit play it should work using the last build. Like, it's not compiling, but that should be fine. Cool. So like, it's a bit laggy right now because my friend's testing out like a nav mesh. So that's what that is right there. And we've only spent like a week and a half on this. So we haven't gone too far on it yet. Like, this is the nav mesh kind of just trying to figure out for the AI. And I've been working on the more world generation. So like, oh, crazy, we have textures. And we don't have block breaking or anything like that yet. But that's because what I'm working on right now is the colliders. So like, you can see it's fine here. But the moment I enter at like a diagonal angle, I can see through the wall. And that's no good. So that's essentially where we're at right now. And also I don't have custom lighting yet, which is another thing I want. yes, back to the great. And so now I'm just declaring some constants. I'm doing it in a team. So basically, we're so my previous roommate and I are basically working together to form a company to basically sell this game. Is the gist of it, and yeah, I'm mostly supposed to do for like the programming is mainly my job, and they are supposed to do more of the design and art. I mean, I kind of can. I can't do art. Who am I kidding? I can't, and I don't think they can do do. But they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn. Face checks. F. There. Um. So like we even have like a dumb little. I can't call it dumb. We have a logo for like the company. It's I think it's called bees and no macaroni and bees. Yes. So if I go to graph view, so like this is their documentation. I think it's master document. Yeah, we got bees, then we got macaroni and bees. Truly 10 out of 10. And the whole point of this game is supposed to be more on co-op and like it's supposed to have like not co-op, combat and like exploration and all that stuff. But you know, you still need to make like, the base of your game, so it is what it is. And, and who would have guessed like this type of thing isn't exactly easy, but you know that's fun. It's fun. I'm having a fun time working on this project. I don't know how much programming background do you have, Sir Coffee Live? Because this will mostly just be the programming this stream. Because I'm apparently inventing an entire new collision algorithm, which like I'm sure will go so great for each face in face checks F. If I need to figure out what mag, I need to figure out if it's paused. If face dot x is greater than 0, or face dot y is greater than 0, or face dot c. Truly, I guess that's how it is nowadays. You just do the damn if statements to check. I really do wish. Maybe I should learn Vim again. But for this code specifically, right? What I'm trying to do is, so I know we're colliding with something based off of the like the velocity. I have it in here too. So I know based off of our velocity, let's say here's -1, -1, that we're going to be colliding, and the actual position of the block is like right here. And so what I want to do is I want to generate four, like, this case would be generate 4 planes, and then I want to check, okay, does this intersect with these planes? So this would intersect with these planes, yes, here. Oh crap, it would also intersect here, but up here. Shit. So I need to figure out which of these planes I'm intersecting with, and once I find that, I get the normal. So in this case, it would be right here. And then taking this normal, I should be able to cancel all velocity in that direction. So in this case, if we, where's my red? So I think x is normally red. So this is our x, red, our x vector, and then our y vector is going to be green. What I want to happen is I want to get rid of this y component so that we just have this red when we collide. And then later on, what I want to do is push the player outside of the object too. I'll be starting computer science university next year. I'm a bit curious. Personal messing up low level programming though, but I don't have much knowledge. Ah, I really loved my time in computers university. It was pretty cool. I met uh if you're doing computer science in university, what are you doing it for? Is it like for game development or just for general software engineering? For here, basically, how like in my state, Washington State, and America, if you're going for game development, there's a university for that here called DigiPen, which is pretty good to get a computer science degree from, though very expensive, and it's very heavily focused on game development. But what I did is I went to a general university, like my state university for computer science, and the only thing about that is since it's general computer science, you'll generally be like kind of shoehorned more into like the software engineering realm. Now that's fine, but there's some differences between the industries. So like for example, if you're going into game development, it's mostly going to be more portfolio based. Like, hey, what are you doing in your free time? Like, what do you have to show, right? Especially since like this is a field where you can easily like do work. Like, you just need your computer to do things. But if you're doing software engineering, it's a lot more about. I mean, both game development and software engineering are both very like, oh, do you have job experience? But like software engineering even more, and a lot of it will be grinding more like leak code, like oh, solve these. Are you able to solve like programming problems really well? And oh, you're really smart. You know all these data structures and algorithms. We'll hire you. That type of thing. Um, so like I got my first job in game development due to a friend referring me and me having the portfolio experience and being able to talk about like all the different like computer science stuff and programming. Like, oh, I had this voxel game, so like I've this isn't my first time making a voxel game, so the only problem is this is kind of doxing myself. I don't really mind too much. So, oh wow, my first and last name. Um, so like I had like this is my portfolio website. I made this literally just if you go on Google Drive, you can make like a site. What is you can make a file and then you can have like a kind of like a website kind of, but it's not really like this. You can search this up, but it's like oh look at all my project. Like oh cool, I made this voxel project and it was like multiplayer and like oh wow the people they're working on multiplayer so it's that type of thing. It's like, oh, did you use UDP and TCP? It's like, oh yeah, I used UDP for the movement, TCP for like the block placement. And those are just network protocols. Yeah, that type of thing. So having like a portfolio is pretty important for getting into the industry. Um, yeah, and then having a resume for that, of course, too. It's like, oh wow, this is the company I worked at previously. Oh my god, Snake. You know, this is. Oh wow, the video's not loading because I'm on Linux. I'm suffering. No. Okay, so I'm gonna say. You know what sucks? I don't know. I need to put my position relative to plane to where my positions are. Shit. How do I actually do that? So back to our planes. From normal at origin. From point normal. Oh, this is what we want. Create a new plane with a normal from a normal and a point on a plane. Oh no, a point in the plane? That's not what I want. Actually, yes, I do want that. And then they take the normal dot point. That's funny. That's funny. Let's try that. So I'm gonna say let planes, and this is just gonna be a vector of plane. You know what I need though? I need to also figure. This is tough because not only do I need like does it intersect the plane, I also need if it's like the correct plane. Do I even need this? I feel like I don't need this. Like surely I don't need. Like here's what we can do instead. So we can check. All we really need to do. So we have some point we're entering. No, I do need this intersection point. Let's just do the stupid plane check stuff first. Let's just not overthink it. Let's not overthink it. So for each face, we're going to add a plane. Planes. With this point plane from points. From 3 points is not what actually it could be what I want, but from normal at origin, from point normal. So we need a point. So I think the hard part is I need a point on the plane for each of them. And yeah, that's it. So I guess it can do let if I mean I'm kind of confuzzled, so just give me a second. I know exactly what I need to be writing. It's just sometimes saying it out loud just kind of gets me confused. So I do need my previous logic is if face.x is greater than 1 or face.y is greater than. There's probably like a really easy way to do this, which is just use Godot's collision system. But then I have to somehow not destroy the entire game of Godot's collision system, so yeah, that's kind of my problem right now. So we need a point on the plane, so let point so by default what is it, end position that we want? So we either want a floor end colliding or we want to add one. Whoa. I'll be doing a general software development course. The National University's free in Brazil, however, if you want to go towards cybersecurity, possible game development sounds fun as well. I mean, game development's fun, but the problem is that it's very hard and you get paid not as much well, and you don't get paid as well, and you get way worse hours. So like, I was in a pretty exploitative company. I need to tell my sorry, they were just asking how to switch game modes, I think. Um, so yeah, game development, it's very fun. I love working with people. I did it at my previous company. Just the problem is that uh, I work quite a lot. I think I worked 12 hours a day, right? And my pay was like equivalent to like $19 an hour or something like that. Something crazy like that. So it was really bad for like being for what I was doing, right? Like I probably could have earned, basically I could have earned double and worked like half as much if I was just in general software engineering. So it's like, yeah. But of course, it's a lot harder to get a job. I've heard a lot of people go into cybersecurity. My previous roommates were. That was pretty cool. I don't know much about it though, except I probably. Speaking of Brazil, though, I actually have a. Some actually have Brazilian, and I actually have his citizenship in Brazil. It's just I don't know much about it because most of it is when I was younger, and like the half that's Brazilian is my dad, and my dad is kind of right now in Brazil because he's escaping child support. He can't come back to America because he'll be arrested because he hasn't paid a lot in child support. So yeah, you know how it is. Typical American families, right? Where it's single mother. It's crappy, but you know, it is what it is. End color. So if it's greater, we want our point, the point on the plane is going to be end colliding rounded up. So is there like vector 3 seal? Sure, we're going to round up our vector. That's our point. And if we're if the it's negative, our point is going to be floor. What is this? Oh, need end position. Point, and then the normal. Oh, I need the normal to be face. And I need this to be mute. Have you ever dealt with Rust before? It's like one of the languages of all time, to be honest. I can't say I recommend it, but I mean, if you need to do performance, he has performance. Um, okay, so now we have all of our planes. Now, we should be able to, for each plane in planes, plane intersect. So we can check if they intersect. I don't know if that helps though. So if it intersects, this is going to give us a point. What we need to check is this point more than too far away? And if it's too far away, so going back to our example here. So we know that we're intersecting some plane. In this case, it's the y plane, the plus y plane, right? This is and we also are intersecting the plus x plane. And what we need to figure out, and so it's going to be the point here. We need to filter out this point over here through probably just checking if it's the y component is too far away. I just think we need to. That's all we need to do. I'm sure I could do a dot product though. There has to be a way. There has to be a way that makes this so easy. Like this is why I've studied vector math. 12 hours, is that legal in the US? Well, they're running into. So here's how it works, right? If you get paid enough, and you work in high tech industry, right? Then there is no overtime, and you basically have no rights on that stuff. They just can work you as much as you want on your salary, right? Now the problem is the company got into trouble with that because they're not paying them enough. So like, okay, fine, we're gonna do hourly and just set. So they switched from salary to hourly, and then yeah, honestly, the probably is what they're doing is illegal, right? At this point, because yeah, they're just not sure what to do. It's like, oh wow, we have to like fairly. They either need to fairly pay people or say that they're not or not overwork them. So it's like, oh shit, what do we do? So like one of those two. And yeah, probably illegal. Probably illegal. I forgot how to do this without. Okay, cool. This is really dumb. So I'm gonna keep doing this the dumb and slow way because I understand it. So plane points. So I'm gonna create a vector for the plane and then their intersection points. And we're gonna do this all at once, but I'm just gonna do it like this for now because it sounds interesting. Yeah, I mean, I was probably working at like the worst company in my entire state, to be honest. Uh, so let's say intersection is going to be that, and then I'm not in C sharp. I keep thinking I'm in C sharp because I'm so used to C sharp. So let intersection equal that. From is going to be our position, which I think we have here, our position, and our direction is going to be our our normal. And then if so first intersection that is none, we continue. We don't care because there's no intersection. We can do this all at once. Let's do it all at once. We don't need to do all this bullshit. Point plane. So let's just say let plane. So our whole goal is to find the correct plane that we're intersecting from. Plane. There has to be a better way, I'm sure, but here's what you do. So I'm actually a big advocate of using AI, right? Which is controversial, but I think for programming it's really not that controversial, to be honest. Not that controversial. And so I'm probably going to use AI to double check my math and be like, hey AI, do you have a way that's not cringe? And then the AI is going to tell me, oh yes, you forgot this very complicated law invented by some dead person in 1700s. And it's like, oh, you're right. Okay, so we check if the line's not intersecting, then we continue. Now, if the point of intersection is too so the next thing we do is we need to subtract the point of intersection from the floor. So we need to actually block position is going to be. So the block position is always going to be floored down like this. Cool. So if the point of intersection minus the block position, then if we take the magnitude of this, I think. No, we want it like this. So we're gonna have a distance, a 3D distance. Now, if this 3D distance dot x is greater than, oh, we need to take the absolute value though. Is there like vector 3 abs? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Everything it's all falling together. So what we're gonna check is if it's greater than 1, Probably we want to do, we'll do 1 for now. So if the collision point is greater than 1, we want to continue to. So then, why is this? Oh, let's just do let intersect equals intersection dot on that. Okay. Now, so now we should get 1 point. So now we'll have the plane, I guess the God plane. We're gonna get this. I think mathematically this will always do 1, to be honest. But we're gonna do an option just in case it's null. Equals none. And then the God plane is going to be plane y. Oh, sum. Cool. So now we have the God plane. Now that we have the God plane, we need to check. So if it's none, I'm not sure what to do. So I'm going to cry. If the God plane is none, print line, we are Scrooge, family friendly. And then ours return. Don't care. I don't care, to be honest. I'm sure it's going to cause some problem. Okay. So let, I'm just going to call it intersection plane equals the God plane dot on that. Cool. So now we have, why are you being dumb? Gotta make this mutable. So now that we have a plane, we then need to kill our velocity. We need to say our new velocity of our player is going to be the plane of project self.velocity. So the end result of all of this math is that when we touch something, we should stop. That should be the end result of all of this. Hopefully, if I did my math right. If I did my math right. Well, now if I hit play, oh, it needs to compile. Another thing is I actually want to disable our other collision, but whatever. Like right now it seems fine, right? But that's because the other collision system is here. Wait, I think it, wait, did it? No way. Let's remove this. We'll remove all of it except for this. Because the reason why this is important is that this is right now refreshing our grounded and removing our acceleration. So I kind of want this to be here. The rest can go die. So now let's restart and see if our collision algorithm works. If it works, I'll be really surprised because I just kind of winged a lot of the math. So we know down's going to work fine. Oh, we just went through a wall. Okay. Okay. Oh. 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 What happened? What happened? We just like teleported out of existence and then the game crashed. Okay, let's see. Panicked, attempting to multiply with overflow. What the heck? Uh, what happened? Thread panic at roll to ROS 9627. Attempt to multiply with overflow. This is a crazy error. I've never had something like this happen before, but so in world we at 9627. I think the only reason it's giving me this error is that it's just a very large number as well. And so it's an overflow. So like whatever. Because there's no way this math is wrong. Like I'm just adding to and multiplication and addition. Like if if that's wrong, then like wait, did Godot crash? Oh, it's still here. I'm gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna put this here. The only reason down's working right now is because, oh, what the heck? Okay, so here's probably what happened, right? It teleported me through all of the blocks. Is probably what's happened. And so the reason why we had an error is because, okay, so then if I go here, I should go through this, right? What? You know what's funny about that? I'm projecting my velocity right now, right? Here's what we need. We need to start printing. We need to start printing. Everyone knows that good collision comes with spamming printing. It just has to be like that. So what I'm going to say is we are colliding with blank, and then, I don't know, print out plane. Can I do that? Ooh, nice. You know, one thing I don't know how, but Twitch for some reason you can get just random viewers. I don't really get that for YouTube ever so far. We have a TP 050. Cool. Oh no, I'm sorry. Please. Please. Get me out of here. Cool. And then move this a bit. So if I do F3, so I expect to be colliding with the Z. Colliding with -1. Does that make sense? That seems backwards. We should be colliding with the positive Z plane, but we're not. Does it collide multiple? It's hard to tell. So it's 1, -1. I think the problem is that planes are also detecting the back face, which is really weird. I don't know why it does that. It shouldn't. If array shouldn't. Ah, okay. So I think I understand the problem then. We need to do one more check. So if the distance is greater than 1, it's fake, right? But the other thing we should check is I think the normal has to always be opposite. So I think we let me look up dot product visualization again. Dot product visualization. So this is our plane normal, and then our velocity is this. I mean, it's going to be opposite like this. So this is okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is not okay. So I believe what we need to check, this is okay, is if A dot B is positive, we shouldn't be checking it. So then we should do it if plane dot vector 3 dot plane normal and then if the normal of the plane and array normal is greater than 1, no, 0, let's do epsilon to be specific, because 0 is fickle, f32 epsilon. False God. And then we're just going to print that plane dot normal. Yeah, let's just print. And then continue. Cool. Now, when we run our code, let's TP 05020. No, I want a better, we can TP here, but we need to like fall down. Where are we going? We're going the negative x. So if we hit this, we are colliding with 001. So we're going the negative direction and we're colliding a positive. That's the crazy thing. So it seems correct, right? It seems like we're correct colliding off the correct plane, but for some reason it's teleporting us, and I don't know why. I think maybe I do actually want the opposite plane. As dumb as that is, really dumb actually. Maybe I do want the opposite plane. Godot, please. Where are you? There you go. This is not going to fully work though, this code I just wrote. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh. TP05020. Just like cool. So we're going the negative direction, and we're. What the fuck am I doing wrong? Is there other? I thought project would do it. I really did. Let me just look up what's the that projection equals this. So print line prev is going to be our that, and then next is that. So stuff dot. I wish that was cool, like the prime engines I could type quickly. Man, I can type decently well. Let's comment this out. And then TP05020. Seems to be like a good area. So we are now facing the negative z direction. So our previous velocity. What? What the heck? So our previous velocity was normal, right? And then for some reason, after I did the projection, let's also print the plane too. Using boom. Do I need to like project the normal vector and then take the remaining velocity and then no, I really don't want to do that. Good old-fashioned vectors. I like vectors. Vectors are so cool. It's like it's just it's new math. I highly recommend taking classes for linear algebra, or just mess around with this stuff yourself, because it's very fun. It's very fun. TP05020. Okay, negative x. So we have a negative velocity. Our next is that. So projecting this vector. I don't get it. Is it really just because of this D? I think it's this, actually. I think this normally would be 0, but because of this D, it's not. So if I remove, instead of doing from point normal and just do new and just give it a normal, or there's another new from normal at origin and just give it that. And then just do this. And then cargo build. And then we have an error because it misses a semicolon. I love math. Math is cool. Math is great. And then okay, TP 05020. We're screwed. We're screwed. We're screwed. Well, according to my algorithm, we are very screwed, is the end result. So now it's not finding a single plane from normal at origin. So we have a plane. Here's what we should do is we should I think this is the problem here. What if I remove this and then build? I think it's not gonna work, to be honest. Is there a way I can like save this? There's an editor thing. Editor and then window. Run window placement. Put me at the top left. I really like top left and then like, I don't know, 1010. Do that, please. Okay. TP 05020. Oh, is this working? Wait. Oh. Left didn't work for some reason. Forward's working. Okay, now what if I go back? Will this work? Back is not working. So forward's working. Right's not working. Only forward's working currently. What about up? Up is not working either. So for some reason, up is fine. The other ones are saying we're screwed. I'm not sure why. Yeah, cool. Well, if you look at this, right? Previous problems, if I actually, oh wait, I'm still able to shape. Oh, that's because down doesn't work, I assume. We are screwed. Okay, so it's still too strict for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I should do something like higher, like, I don't know, 0.1. That's pretty high. Let's bring this back. Let's comment this. Let's say this. Cool. I'll do one more time. The cool thing is what I was talking about earlier seems to be correct. If I can just get the plane of intersection, then we're good. TP 0, 50, 20. Do we just not believe in other directions? Why do we just not believe in other directions? What does we are screwed actually mean? That's what I'm wondering. The crazy thing is I was expecting X, Y, Z. I was expecting if we go to the right, we'd hit the right? But is it just, are we just not checking that direction? Like, did I screw up this? We have Y, we have X, and Z for each face, normal at origin, plane. If the plane intersect, let's remove this. Oh, if we're screwed, I want to know very well. Here's what we should do. Print. So we just say output. No, here's it. Instead of doing print line, we're going to say n means the plane is negative. So this is positive, and then if for some reason it's none, we're going to say nil, I guess. I don't know. So I move to the left. It is said 0, 1, 0, positive 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. That's all nil. No, I need something better than nil. And also I don't want to print out all of the... So rather than that, I'm going to say V, P, and then put a space after it. And then N is for nil, put a space after. And then I also want to put in, after all of that, our velocity. So I'm going to say I don't even need a velocity, I need a normal. Well, let's do a velocity just in case. 4 velocity. Okay. Now cool. So now TP 0, 50, 20. We should really get a better TP. What is this? 420. What is 4 2020? TP 4 2020. 4 2025. Yeah. 4 2023. 4 2023. Cool. Let's just remember that. So we go to the left. So our velocity is negative x. When our velocity is negative x, 0, 1 doesn't intersect. 0 and negative 1 doesn't intersect. Um, 1, 0, 0 does intersect. Negative 1 and 0, 1, 0, 0, 1 also intersects. What? That's so many positives. So we got 3 positives there. So the reason, okay, so now the problem is we have too many positives here. We are definitely intersecting from the left. Definitely. But it's saying right now that these 2 extra components are intersecting. So we need to filter them out. I think it's the problem. Last time, the way I filtered them out is through using this right here, this 3D. What if we do minus 1, and then if it's greater than F32 epsilon. Minus vector 3, 1. And then I'm going to say this is a VD, and then instead of doing plane, we're going to do normal, because it's really confusing. Do this, this. I'm getting tired. It's not, it's the feeding time. So that's TP for 2023. And then okay. So we check going to the left. 0, 1, 0 doesn't intersect, neither does that. Now, VD, and then VD screws us all on every single axis. Okay, and we need to actually print what this is actually like. VD, like that. And print out our dist, and then maybe we will be good. TP for 2023. Okay, heading left. No. VD. So our distance is 3. That. That's funny. So somehow this right here got through the dot product check. I don't know how. Because -1 should be like parallel, basically. Oh my god. Let's adjust our dot product check. It should be like 0, like 0, 5, maybe that, maybe that will do it better. But it didn't fix our other problem, which is let's do that, and then I'll figure out the other format. TP 020. It's 42024. Cool. So negative VD. Well, yeah, we already know about that. It's just VD, all of them now. But here's the question: what about these two? So our intersection point for this is, oh, here's the problem now. So this used to work when we moved our plane, but now that we've not moved our plane, I need to actually like move our plane, right? So our plane needs to not be in the origin, I think, is our problem. So like this is intersecting literally at 400, which is like ridiculous, and that's obviously wrong. But I need to figure out what do we. So I think we just need to subtract by the position. And if I subtract by the position, we're gonna be good. So instead I subtract by our position. That might fix everything. And then, so now TP 0. No, 420, 24. Ooh. Ooh. Except right didn't work now. What the fuck? So I got that was what the heck? Okay, but what about back? Does back work? No. Okay, so now I've made it so that the right doesn't work. So checking right. Yep. It just says it doesn't intersect anywhere. What? So according to the Godot math, why? So according to the Godot math, there is no intersections with our array. Why? Why have they done this? I don't get it. How is it possible? Let's think about this really quick. How is it possible for a position in a normal to end up being away on every single axis? It's like this shouldn't even be possible. Like, legitimately, this shouldn't even be possible. And we have a proper speed. So somehow, for some god, I don't know what to say. Unless there's like a no, this is the only way. Like the position shouldn't even matter, should it? Why would a position matter? Let's think about this real quick. Why would a position matter when we're talking about intersection? Why would it matter? Because I'm pretty sure all the other shit. So if I remove this, and I do intersect segment, array 3. What if I do vector 3.0? This is so tough because my math is right in literally two directions. And you're telling me that it happens to be wrong in this other one? What? Whoa, whoa, why am I reading God? Oh, okay. Like, I'm about to write my own math functions. Like, how hard can plane intersection math can be? Like, seriously. It can't be that hard. TP0, 24, 4, 20, 24. One, two, three, four, five. How is there five? Wait, wait. This is supposed to print until it gets a plane. You're telling me there's five planes? Why did we get five planes? How did this happen? I literally print after every occurrence of a plane and I get five. How? How is this print statement even possible? There's one, two, three, four, five. How? I print after every single. What about this one? Two, three, four, five, six. This is six. So like, why is this not? Why is this too far? It shouldn't be too far. 0.03 VD. That shouldn't even be far. Actually, that shouldn't even be. I think this. Huh. Very odd. Also, do we even need to print in? Just print the other ones. And then I think we don't need to minus position anymore. TP 42024. That's not good. I'm getting the exact position back. Wow, how useful. Why? Why have I been forsaken by intersect ray? I need to know this. What did I do to deserve every single plane to be... How is it possible for a vector to not hit 6 planes that cover every single direction? Like, I think the result is I need to make the planes at their correct position. Right? Again. So we're going to do that. You can't see the code because I have it on another screen. Cool. So make the planes at the correct position. And then it says from point normal, one point normal, and then point, and then boom. Cool. We make the planes at the correct position. We do the intersect normal. Okay? Then we do the dist thing, and then hopefully we don't need to subtract position anymore. And at the very last step, at the projection, we need to project and then divide. I feel like this will go bad. And divide by D. Project divided by D. Maybe that will work. I'm having a feeling you're just going to be stuck though. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't. Go back. I need to actually put the math in. TP 420, 420. Okay, so the correct one out of those VD is, we're going left, so it's -1, so it should be the first one. And it is 0. And then the second one is the exact same result. Oh no. That's fine. And then the other ones is 7. I believe we're supposed to subtract by vector 1 is why. So let's subtract by vector 1. Build. Oh, damn good joke. Can we just like make you tiny or something and then do like something like this? TP 42024. Here's what I need to do. We need to make a new. Here's the dumb way we can do it. So it's not working because it needs to not be 1. It needs to be whatever. So instead of doing this, we're going to create a new plane. Let plane 2 equals intersection equals plane new. No. From origin, normal at origin, and just do intersection planed on normal. And then do this. Ah, yes. This will work. Truly, the pinnacle of math. This is how we're gonna do it. TP for 2024. Oh, it's working. Oh, why did I go in? Also, I'm gonna check on the person who just screamed, "Oh fuck!" Probably because they burned the fuck out of this. Do we need medical aid out here? Okay. I'm gonna end the stream because realistically, I did my we won here. We won mostly. I'm kind of disappointed. I feel like for all the math I put in, it could at least be better for what I just wrote. But you know, it is how it is. It is how it is. Bye bye. Bye bye world.